Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Hannah, and today's video is going to be a pregnancy update for week 24. To start off with, I noticed something that kind of carried through from last week, which was the whole food issue of like, nothing is appealing. It's not appalling, but it's just not appealing. That's still happening, and last week, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I didn't have any cravings or anything like that. But this week, I am having cravings at night, like right before I go to bed, right before I go to sleep, and I'm like, what the heck? I wasn't hungry, and now all of a sudden I want like Taco Bell or something like that. I'm like, okay, this is weird. So that has been happening, and that is different from last week. Another new thing is that I have been getting some acid reflux, which is super gross and super disgusting and annoying, but it's been happening. So I don't really know how to stop it because it can just happen whenever I haven't even eaten that much. Like if I've just had a snack, like I can get acid reflux and I'm like, what? So the only thing that like stops it like at night that helps it is to lay on my left side, which I've known for a while to like do that, but I've never actually had the issue of acid reflux to like turn over and like relieve it. Another thing I noticed is that I feel super like bloated and round, kind of. Not so much like pregnancy round, but like just like I feel really big. Like there's a lot of things in me right now, which is true because I've never had a child in me before. So it's like really weird. So it's like there's just not enough room in my body for a bladder, a baby, lungs, and a stomach. Like it all just feels like, especially after I eat and I'm sitting on the couch and I slouch over, it just feels like it's all gonna like come up through my throat and out of my mouth, and I'm just like, ugh, and I'm like trying to breathe, like trying to sit up really straight, and like it's not working. I just feel like I'm super like huge. Not like huge as in I feel disgusting, it's just like huge as in like there's no room for my lungs, like I can't breathe, I guess is the most easy way to explain it. Especially last night, like we went on a date and then we got a Sonic shake, and like for a good hour after that, when I was just sitting on the couch, like I wasn't slouched over or anything, like I was reclining in the couch, and I just felt like I couldn't get any air in, and I just kept like and Rob thought I was really annoyed, and I'm like, no, I just feel like I can't breathe. So yeah, I guess that's gonna start now. So to go along with the whole like I feel really round and big, like some I put on my list. I feel like my movements are getting more restricted, like hiking my leg to get up on our bed. Our bed is very tall, so I have to like hike my leg up. So I feel like that's getting restricted, or curling up on the couch. So like usually when I sit on the couch, I curl my legs to the side. I wrote this after I was having that whole breathing fit. I just feel like I couldn't like have all of me like curled up how I normally would, which I expected to happen at some point, and I guess it's happening now. I thought it was happening a while ago, but no, like this is a lot. I can't really scrunch. Another thing that kind of goes with being like bigger and getting bigger and growing is that I can feel my muscles stretching, especially when we go for walks. Like my lower abs are stretching pretty bad, and it's kind of painful. Like I just really want to just hold my hands up against my stomach really tight because it just feels like, I don't want to be so dramatic and be like they're ripping, but it does feel like a really tight stretch, and I'm like, oh, this hurts. But if we walk slow enough, like if we're not walking normal pace and we walk just a little bit slower, and it takes a little bit longer obviously to finish our walk, it does help a bit. A little annoying because our walks end up being like an hour and 30 minutes instead of just like 45 minutes or 30 minutes. It's like pretty long because I'm like, no, 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 we can't go this fast. Also, I'm running out of breath. I'm like, whew, it is interesting being pregnant. And the last thing that I have, which also carries over again from last week, is that the baby's movements are still really, really strong and like bigger and everything, but I still haven't been able to catch it on camera. I've been trying, like every time I feel it moving, I'm like trying to get my phone like situated so I can see my stomach and everything, but every time I play it back, I'm like, I know that it was kicking me. I watched it do that, but the camera just can't pick it up. If I'm like laying back reading a book and I have the book on my stomach, like holding it, resting it there, and the baby's kicking me, like the book will like flick and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I'm like, did you see that? Did you see that? Every time, and Rob's like, no. And I'm like, just watch, it'll happen. And then of course it doesn't happen because the baby knows that we're talking about it, and it's like, no, I'm not gonna let you see it. So you have to be like really quiet to watch it. I don't know, it's a stinker already. For my Pregnancy Plus app information and such, this is what the baby looks like. Again, so cute and sleeping, of course. That's all it ever does on the app. Oh, it's so cute. Anyway, so the information says that it is 11.81 inches and that it is 1.32 pounds. So it's almost 1.5 pounds. For the spine, it says your baby's spine has 1,000 ligaments, 150 joints, and 33 vertebrae. That's scary. That is terrifying. I mean, like, that's good, but like, whoa, that's a lot. For the blood vessels, they are busy developing inside the lungs and nostrils and are beginning to open. And the hair and skin, the hair on, or the lanugo, I don't know, that's just what it says, on your little one's body is darkening, and even the skin is gaining some pigment. That's good, so we don't have a little ghost baby. But again, like last week, there was some information about hair and how it was going to turn the color that it's going to be whenever it's born. And I said that I haven't had any heartburn. I haven't had any heartburn still. So I don't know. I don't want heartburn because it feels like you're dying when you have heartburn. Yeah, so that's interesting. I haven't like had that symptom that normal people, I guess some other people get. So I don't know if I will. I'm hoping I don't. But yeah, that's a thing. And then again, for grins and giggles, same as last week, by Sweets, it's the size of a fruit pie. Next week it should change. And the size by Animal is a Maltese puppy. And the size of a fruit is an eggplant, which again is believable, especially now that I feel like I'm getting bigger. So that is all of the information on my Pregnancy Plus app that I have for you. So I guess that means I'm done with my week 24 update. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I put out a new video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
Say something like you love me and make my day, like you always do, like you always do.